Hello!
Yo. I'm going to be honest, I just watched the episode, and it's going to be hard to not immediately start talking about it.
We can change up the order. We don't have
go
a
with,
ton
boys
in
talk
news of the week
first.
anyway, so that's fine.
Alright, we might do that.
Okay. I think.
Sounds like we're going straight to boys talk.
Yeah.
Oh,
I literally
okay.
watched the episode. I finished it 10 minutes ago, so.
Oh, hey, cool.
Yep.
All right.
I was kind of wondering if you were gonna be able to get through it.
Yeah. Should we, start the intro first and then just dive in?
We don't have to tell people what this is. They already know what it is.
Y'all motherfuckers already know what it is.
All right. Okay, here we go. What's up, shitbirds? Welcome to episode 116 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast. On the podcast today, we have a man overflowing with Chad energy, Ryan Holtz.
Sure. I'm just not even going to dispute it. Whatever.
I can't deny.
Yeah, sure.
Also on the podcast, we have one folly boy, Andrew Clark.
You realize that the only other things other than Chad's are more negative.
I don't know.
I could be a Brad. I could be an offshoot of either.
Oh.
I don't think you want to be a Brad, though.
Yeah, that's very
Well,
negative.
no, I don't want to be.
Chad is already a negative, but Brad makes Chad look like David or whatever.
Is Chad a negative? Because
Chad is a little negative.
Virgins are also definitely negative.
It's
No,
more of a
exactly. That's what I'm
dichotomy.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chad
there's-
can be both. I feel like it's a more neutral, but still slightly negative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Virgin and Brad and shit like that. Those are all super just only negative.
Is there an offshoot of I don't know? Is there one that's just strictly positive, or are all people bad in some way?
Yes.
All people are bad when you're classifying them as alpha or beta energy.
Which are
If
already
that's your
made up
dichotomy,
things.
then yeah, everyone's gonna be bad.
That being said, I'm Lucas the Writer, a man with only positive things, and this is the Voluntary Viewing podcast, a podcast where we're going to talk about The Boys, and if we seem a little off-kilter, it's because we're doing this on October 10th, a Saturday, changing it up.
10.
Woo!
10 plus 10 equals 20.
That's how many seasons this podcast is going to run for.
So many seasons.
Dude, we're going to dominate the podcast syndication market.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
So we're jumping right into it. The finale of season 2 of The Boys. Ryan, you saw it most recently. What is your reaction?
Shit was lit.
Yeah.
That was probably the best episode of the show for me.
Oh, wow.
My god. All the
It was
storylines
really good.
came together in such a good way, and I was really nervous that they were gonna really kind of stumble on the landing, but no, they nailed it. I had so much fun. God.
So for me, season 1 was so rock solid, just so consistent and really good. Season 2 had its ups and downs for me.
Yeah.
There were a couple of episodes I was not very high on, but yeah, this finale was really good.
I think...
Exactly.
I definitely think season 2 set up a lot of its beats more than season 1, where season 1, definitely a running narrative, but everything kind of finished on a beat within the course of a single episode. But yeah, and I think one of the things that made this episode so good was we called it Stormfront super dead.
I don't know if she's dead.
Oh,
I don't think it's
think she
matter.
is
I think
either.
she's irrelevant. Even if she's not dead.
Okay.
I mean, they said that she'll be dealt with and punished, and she clearly wasn't dead, and lasers can cauterize in this universe and shit. So
Yeah, she
I'm not
was not
positive
bleeding
she's
out.
dead.
She was just fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not 100% positive that she's alive either. But to me, it seems even if she's not dead, she's irrelevant to the story. So she is dead.
Dead to
That sort of
us.
thing. Exactly. So I nailed that, and nailed that Black Noir was still alive.
Yeah.
I said that. I was like, there's no way that he's dead. They would have shown it.
Well, I mean,
they would have killed him.
He's a vegetable.
might be. It's hard to tell, though.
He's not. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to tell. I think they left that too open-ended to be like, yeah, no, and Black Noir, this like beloved, like goofy comic relief guy is gone, and we're not even going to talk about it. So, yeah, that was cool. And the fucking god damn it, did they nail the girl power scene?
That was the
laughing the entire time with
that was the
glee.
best moment of television that I've ever seen in my whole life.
It was so perfect, and oh my god, did they set it up with the really cheesy, shitty girls get it done scene earlier to just rip the fuck out of Marvel, and then immediately just nail it perfectly. I was legitimately had kind of forgotten that Maeve had seen that video. I should have absolutely seen it coming when Maeve looked at it and was just like, fuck me, Stormfront's a literal Nazi? I should have been like, oh, Maeve's coming, here we go, but I wasn't. And then I was like, oh, what's going to happen? Butcher's going to have an RPG or something and distract her, and Deus Ex Machina that way.
She just got fucking curb stomped over and over again. That was watching a bunch of superhero girls beat the fuck out of a Nazi.
Watching
the most lethargic thing I've seen in years.
Watching an immigrant.
I was laughing so hard.
Watching an immigrant, a sexual assault survivor, and a bisexual woman just literally curb stomping a Nazi. Come on, dude.
Oh, that's gonna be mean
good.
So hard.
I mean, other than okay, so the stomping on her on the ground was really good. I think maybe even better than that was just the triangle that they set up of punching her in the face and knocking her into someone else who would just again punch her in the face and knock her, and it just around and around it went. That was so good.
Oh no, it was
Frenchie's line of girls really do get it done was so fucking good.
It was definitely just the perfect, the minute that the voice off screen started talking, you were just like, oh my god, here we go, and and
as God is my witness, that Nazi is broken in half.
And we've seen Maeve. Maeve will fuck people up. Maeve is ridiculous. So the minute it was Maeve, I felt so safe and secure. I don't know about you guys. When it was Starlight and Kimiko, I was like, yeah, they're good, but we've seen them get their ass kicked. We have never seen Maeve get their ass kicked. So when Maeve showed up, I was like, oh, it's over. It is all over. Oh my fucking god, that was my favorite shit. I was laughing like a maniac with just unbridled joy. Just fuck me. And her whole white genocide comment earlier just made it so much sweeter.
God, what the line? The line. No, people like what I have to say. They just don't like the word Nazi. That was yep.
And then literally trying to explain to a child that those people, bad people, are trying to kill us because of the color of our skin, which is just the perfect encapsulation of the victimhood mentality of white supremacists, where it's you're in the majority, but because of your own fear and fucking god damn it, uncertainty about yourself, you project onto these people that you want to eliminate. She even made an allusion to the final solution thing. So that they're the ones coming to get you, and you have to preemptively get them. Oh my god, so perfect.
My favorite term, or maybe I should say my least favorite term. But
yeah,
I think that the best way that they phrased it was when she said it's called white genocide.
Yeah,
and it's if you were really the victims, you would just call it genocide. You wouldn't have to put the qualifier of white at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And Homelander's fucking face when she dove into it. He was because it was in the moment where he was genuinely trying to be a good dad. Like I said, there's that part of him that is definitely has feelings for his son and wants to be a human being. He's just way too fucked up to do it.
Right.
So he was still kind of in that dad mode, and
he's
she starts saying that shit, and he's like,
no,
I mean, I don't know about that. Like,
and it's still Homelander's just whole a lot of who he is as a character can just be described as an incel, and it's like, oh no, I'm super down with like the validation and me by default because I'm white having value, but now you're getting to the genocide stuff, and I don't know about that.
I don't know about all the. Oh, so you a Nazi? Well, you might be reconsidering a little bit here. Someone said he was doing the crazy versus hot calculus in his head in that moment. God damn it, dude.
I think that YouTube video is now problematic, but that was a really, yeah.
It's too good.
So like, the little bit of insight we got into Edgar's character this episode was like
good.
Kind of. Well, racism is a thing, so I guess I'm just going to be way into capitalism, and okay.
It's so perfect. It perfectly encapsulates why the problem with like these corporations isn't that they're being immoral. The problem is that the motivations are completely wrong in the system that they're set up in. Like, their motivation is literally to do that because that's the only thing they can do. Like, there's not an option. They can't take the high road. Like, you are forced into these immoral actions. So that was just, like, the perfect, like, yeah, like, quote unquote taking the high road is a white man's luxury. Like, I can't physically do that. Like, I can't be a raving lunatic either, because that is also like the luxury of someone who's in a position of privilege. Like, so fucking good. He's like the perfect like chaotic evil that the show, or like not chaotic actually, like the like orderly evil that we need.
A lawful,
the lawful evil.
Yeah, lawful evil. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I forgot the term.
I know, and Giancarlo Esposito is definitely the best actor to portray the calm, lawful evil. And like maybe he only has one character that he can do, but he does it very well.
Who cares? Yeah, like it's the perfect character. Everyone loves his character. And it like people use archetypes anyway, so like what's the point? Like if you need the archetype of like the very organized, orderly bad guy, like then perfect. He plays that character like perfectly. So
knocks it out of the park every time. Yeah.
Seriously. Oh my god, dude. And the fucking head exploder. It was Newman. It was the AOC knockoff. Oh my god.
Lucas called it. You called it, man.
Did Lucas really bring that up last time? Oh shit.
Yeah, he did. He's like, everyone's head was exploding, and I feel like hers was probably the first one that should have exploded. And like her friend died, but she didn't.
Did the math.
And then like even before the reveal, like what you said, Lucas, kind of stuck with me. I'm like, you know what? He's right. Like,
yeah.
I think she's in on this somehow.
I was so sold on the Edgar or leader of the Church of Collective thing.
Right.
And like then they had a scene together where like those papers kind of whisked. And I was like, oh, like here we go. It's like a preview that like he's the head exploder. But that was because A-Train was running into the closet.
Right.
And I didn't realize that little detail until after Edgar's head, or not Edgar, the leader of the church's head exploded. And I was like, wait, what were the papers? Oh, that was A-Train.
Yeah.
Oh, like, oh shit, he was going to spy. That was perfect.
Oh.
So it worked as like a double-edged mislead. And then him sipping the Fresca, I thought for sure he was going to like crush the can with his head or something. And that was how the season was going to end. Nope.
His head got crushed, actually.
Yeah. Something got crushed in that scene. And I feel like they were, because he was staring at the can and shit. I thought for sure they were setting that up perfectly.
Right.
And then they just totally went the other way. Too good.
I will say that the fact that it's not him makes like the connection between Vought and this cult a little more tenuous than what it was kind of set up as. But then again, the twist is good enough that it's not a big deal to me.
Yeah, very twisty. There was this scene, so like someone went back and looked at the scene where Newman's aide died. She literally like she's being helped out by Mallory, and she deliberately like turns around first. And then her aide's head explodes, and then she starts freaking out. And, like, yeah, in hindsight, like, why would she turn around in that situation? She's being rushed out of the courtroom. Like, and she decides to turn around and kill her aide specifically. Like, she's on some diabolical shit. Oh my god, it was too good.
And now Huey's gonna be her aide.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that seems like the direction this is going in. And of course it does make perfect sense now that Vought absolutely would just put people loyal to them with fucking assassin superpowers in positions of power. That tracks.
Well, and, it's yet to be seen, but it does seem like a controlled opposition type thing, right? Like,
right.
They can put a leash on someone that appears to be the only person fighting back against them. Then that's how you do it.
This is how we keep it to them only fining us hundreds of millions of dollars and not shutting down a company. Yeah.
Exactly. If we can keep the hounds not toothless, but also not like ripping our throats out, then it's perfect. Like that's how you hide in plain sight, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
I saw something from Kripke, the guy who like is running the show, and he's like, yeah, no, like we've been trying to drop hints about Newman being the head popper when Raina's head blows up, and then like later Frenchie is like, who was it? Or like, do you know anyone who could do this? Like, who is it? It just immediately cuts to like a reverse of her face.
The next scene is Newman. Yeah. I know that was definitely a hint.
You as the viewer wouldn't really be able to put that together other than it just being a cut.
Right.
Yep. I mean, but that is like a subconscious thing sometimes. Like filmmakers absolutely do that to like get that image in your head, even if they're not trying to get you to like realize it. Mm-hmm. They just want like you to associate the scene of, you know, the head popper with the character by doing like cross scene continuity. So yeah, like basically they want to plant the seed so when the reveal comes it can be like an even bigger like mind blown because somewhere in your brain you were a little suspicious. Mm-hmm. So that makes it all the better. Oh, so fucking good.
Yeah.
How do you learn you can make people's heads explode? How does that superpower develop?
Probably not very cleanly, let's just say. Especially because it seems like it's motivated by like hate in children. Like that's the way that they're able to like first activate before they can like truly learn how to control it. So yeah, she was probably denied something by a babysitter or something and then didn't go over well.
Yeah, all right, that's a good transition. Ryan can use his superpowers, but didn't work out exactly as he had hoped first time around.
Yeah, I wonder, like people are now theorizing whether he's like a stronger version of Homelander or if it's just like pure like he was uncontrolled, like he doesn't know.
Right.
Because like the beam that he shot was definitely bigger than anything Homelander's ever done on the show. Like, and people are talking about maybe it's just like a difference in style because Homelander was like basically raised to be like a weapon by scientists. It makes sense that he would be like as precise as possible.
Right.
And like maybe because he wasn't raised that way, he was raised to kind of more like express himself and like be unique. Like that would lead to just a more like completely uncontrolled, massive fucking laser beam.
Homelander is a sniper rifle, and Ryan is a Jackson Pollock painting.
Yeah, and people were like theorizing based on the burn patterns on Stormfront. Like she lost her arm that she was choking Becca with, so like in theory he went for the arm first, and then realized it was too close to his mom and like averted his eyes, and that's what cut off her legs and stuff. Mm-hmm. And like then the whole rest of her body got burned because of the intensity of the laser and shit. So like. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking theorizing going on right now. People are completely up in arms. It's insane.
Then, it was kind of my impression that Ryan had also somehow it caused that cut on Becca's neck that she bled out from. Was like, I wasn't entirely sure how that happened. I was a little confused by that.
Well, I think that's part of the laser beam, right?
Oh.
Like, because like people are theorizing because he went for her arm first, and then it was like too close. You know, like where he cut it off, that would be too close, and it would, you know, cause like some sort of cut. Like he started too close and then moved quickly when he realized that he was like cutting his mom a little bit.
Yeah, he may have like blown her hand off or something first, and then
So
regardless, Becca is dead, which is fucking with Billy a lot, and Ryan is now in FBI custody.
CIA custody.
CIA. Well,
not that it really matters, but yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, the idea that they were raising Ryan not just to, like, you know, have another Homelander, but, like, specifically so that if one day Homelander got out of control, they'd have another one to kill him is, I don't know, like, kind of... I don't know, that was another part of Edgar's motivation that I liked.
Yeah, it makes
sense. Yeah, I know, I'm trying to keep contingency after contingency.
It totally makes sense and tracks with this character. So, god damn, dude. Fucking the poor Vought soldiers. I was like, when they burst into the house, I was like, ooh, that's not going to go well for you guys.
Hey, did you find the kid yet?
Butcher! And he was like, what? Well, excuse me, what the fuck? God damn it, dude. And I knew that the fucking Planet Vought shit was gonna go so poorly. I was like, God, they're so bad at, like, being parents, but, like, they're really trying, you know? Like, he liked it for, like, the first 10 seconds, and I was like, no, this is gonna go terribly. Come on, man. Oh, but then once again, it showed that side of Homelander. Like, he reacted pretty quickly to, like, oh shit, oh no, sorry, bud. Like, oh yeah, no, like, this is a terrible idea. Hold on, let me fix this. Like... It's that side. Like, if Homelander was, like, the true, just 100% bona fide psychopath, yeah, he would have taken pictures for, like, the next half hour while Ryan had a panic attack. Like, there's that part of him where it's for sure, and I don't think it's done. I don't think that story arc is over now. So, god damn, dude.
It just now occurs to me that we never talked about the cold open for this episode, which was really good.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't even know if I do remember it.
The classroom, like, there's a super terrorist
attack. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
everybody get behind, lock the door, let the teacher grab their gun.
And all the kids armed with, like, flagpoles and, like, 3-hole punchers.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that reminded me of Spider-Man. Was it Far From Home or was it Homecoming? I think Homecoming, right, was the one where, like, Hannibal Buress was the gym teacher doing, like, PSAs with Captain America. Like,
oh, yeah.
I think this guy's, like, a criminal now? I don't know.
Yeah, like, isn't this guy a war criminal?
Yeah. So that is absolutely what that reminded me of. Like, it's such a perfect, like, school shooter drill parallel.
Mm-hmm. And then when they kept talking about, like, oh, yeah, like, we got to protect the country, like, clearly with, like, racist motivations, you know, because of Stormfront and all that shit. And they're like, we got to go get this Compound V into, like, cops and the Border Patrol. And it's like, oh, no.
Yeah, we know what we're doing.
Literally the superhero Nazi army.
Yeah.
Yep. No, we knew exactly where that was going. So that was appreciated. That was very, like, telling in the modern times. It made total sense.
Who wants to kill brown people with superpowers?
Yep.
Cops
and Border Patrol agents. You kind of nail it. That's for sure. So, no, that was really good. And I like how they acknowledged that, like, there were no known super terrorists on U.S. soil. Like, they were literally making up the threat. Like, very, like, it reminded me of, like, the Bush administration and WMDs and everything. So that was pretty great.
I appreciated the subtle hint that the politicians in this, they're very much dealing with, like, a Republican administration. And that was nice.
Yeah, because the SecDef was like, I'll just go to Fox. Like, that was great, because blackmail didn't work for once. Oh my god, I was so happy.
It's like, what are you going to do? Say you found a video of me fucking my babysitter? Who I don't care.
Yeah, dude, get me out of this fucking shithole. Like, I will make so much money if I can just leave.
I don't know if Donald Trump is supposed to be the president in this universe as well, but, like...
I don't think so.
I think
but he did make the comment about the president of, like, yeah, no, he doesn't want to see you. He said something about you being off-putting.
Yeah. No, I'm assuming it might be like a clone, basically, like similar to an AOC type situation. But yeah, definitely it's more of like a conservative administration.
I'm getting kind of Bush vibes. I'm getting like
that's fair.
There are so many 9/11 parallels in this also.
There are a lot.
Yeah,
goddamn, dude. What else? Deep saying fuck Fresca.
Yeah,
I didn't even laugh when you said we were all Space Force.
And then
Deep switching back and forth so quickly, like, just like, wait, you did that? Fuck him. I had nothing to do with that. And then, like, hey man, you're in. Woo, that's so cool. And then, like, oh wait, I'm out. Like, wait, fuck this. Fuck you. Like,
A-Turn's like, I'm in. Woo, peace out, bitches. Fuck you. Just leaving.
That was so perfect, dude. I kind of like A-Train. I can't help it, man.
No, yeah. When he
such a
popped into the
perfect
car with
douchebag.
the "Hey, shitbird,"
That was so
That's
great,
so good,
dude. That was one of like the little moments, like we talk about, like Black Noir playing the piano and shit, like. Because he kept fucking looking at Annie, and that always gives me anxiety when they do that in TVs and movies, that they're just going to get in a car accident, you know? Mm-hmm. So, like, when a sudden sound happened, I was like, oh shit, they're about to get in a car accident. And no, it's just A-Train literally in the back seat, like he teleported. It was so perfect. Hey, shitbirds! He was so happy, like, all right, let's take down this Nazi.
Have you been following us? No, like, I've been looking. I cover the whole city in like 3 hours.
Yeah, dude, I run. I'm very fast. You don't understand this about me. You keep forgetting.
And then she's like, yeah, fuck that Nazi bitch. Like, I don't like you guys, but she's a Nazi, so do your thing.
Again, perfectly aligns. Mm-hmm. Like, he totally... And it's the same thing with, like, all sorts of people where they're just like, yeah, you know what? Like, it's uneasy, but, like, I think we can all unite and say fuck Nazis, right? Like...
Hey, fuck you guys, but our interests align right now. Let's do this.
And not even right now, apparently, like, for... Like, fucking Annie's gonna be in the 7 again? Jesus Christ, how the fuck is that gonna work?
Not well.
Right? Like, how in the world does that work? That's gonna be insane. Like, the most uneasy alliance of all time.
Homelander's gonna snap next season. Like, that's finally gonna happen.
Just speaking of the on top of the tower.
Yeah, that end scene was from season 1, and Amazon made them pull it, and they reinserted it like with Amazon's permission at the end of this season, and I thought it fit perfectly.
Oh, okay.
Like as a wrap up to his character at the end of the season, where you're just like, yeah, he's getting more and more like eroded away. That's basically like the White Walkers of this show, right? Like. We all know that the threat is coming eventually, and it's basically going to be unstoppable. So, like,
when is he going to snap and kill everybody?
It's not a if, it's a when. Like, it's the biggest Chekhov's gun of all time. Like,
and like they, he had his like little moments of humanity throughout the show, like with Ryan, and then like the one thing that was kind of like holding him into like being a regular person is now gone.
Yeah.
So,
well, two things, Stormfront too. Like,
also
he had some sort of fucking relationship, even if it was the weirdest, most toxic. Like, she's into him because he has blonde hair and blue eyes. Like, oh my goodness, dude. Too good.
Otherwise, with the exception of Billy, otherwise every member of the boys in a pretty good place by the end of this, and you know what, even
I thought sorry
go ahead. And I'd even make the point that, like, hey, Billy, at the very least, he's not he can no longer endanger other people because of what his shit is. Like, he has to move past that finally. He's forced to. So that's something that I imagine will be examined next season. But go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, the ending felt way too happy for me until the Newman, like, reveal. Because I was literally just like, wait, everyone's getting a happy ending, basically. Like, what? This is weird. This feels like a show that's not sure if they're coming back for season 3, but meanwhile, they're already renewed. Like, what's going on? And then they pulled a little twisty. Ooh, that's twisty. I like it. So, yeah, that was really cool. Mm-hmm. And it was nice. Like, I don't know, Mother's Milk is just the fucking best. Mm-hmm. Like,
he is.
When he got to see his daughter, I felt something. I feel like you gotta feel something if you're not a monster to that. Like, he's legitimately just a really fucking good person. And when even he was like, when they were about to, just gear up to kill every superhero, and he was kind of like, like, this isn't usually my vibe, but I think we're out of options, man. Like,
he's like, mother's milk, come on, like, you're reasonable. He's like, hey man, dude, they just like attacked the country. Like, we got to go do this.
Yeah, it was so good. God damn it.
Yeah.
And Frenchie and Kimiko are going dancing.
Oh, good for them.
And fucking Huey and Starlight are finally a fucking item. God damn it! And when he did that fucking bullshit, like, I need to go off on my own for a bit. I was like, you motherfuckers! Like, don't you pull this will they won't they bullshit again? But this time on the reverse, trope. And then no, they totally like again set up the expectation that they were going to use a shitty trope, and then went like, no, fuck you, that's stupid. Like,
Oh, no, I'm not
why
an
in the
idiot.
world would Huey ever turn down Annie? Like, she's way out of his league and way too good for him. Like, of course he's gonna be fine with that. So that was pretty great.
Yeah. Trying to think. I think we hit all the big beats. Is there anything else?
Lick my big black balls, Butcher. That was too good.
Why is she laughing? She says she's going to stick her boot right up your kitty.
Which that one was a little like, okay, suspend disbelief, because like earlier he could only pick out like 1 or 2 words of a sentence, but now he knows. I take it back. He might know some of those words more than others for very specific reasons. You know what?
Oh.
I've talked myself out of that criticism. He might understand that sentence more than others because of obvious reasons. Hey.
Good for that. Good for him
going
moving
Frenchie.
past his relationship with Shuri. That was not good. That was not good for Frenchie.
Yeah, him and Shuri were definitely a little interesting.
You guys, this is getting a little enabling. Like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. You guys are really, really drug usury right now. Oh, what else? Billy was gonna try to kill Ryan. There you go. And
you
until he got like a second to clear his head when Homelander landed, and he was like, "Wait, that's someone I hate even more." Like,
Right.
And oh shit, wait, I need to reorient myself. Like, he was absolutely gonna try. I don't know if he would have succeeded.
I wonder how much of a relationship Ryan and Butcher are going to have in season 3. To me, it very much seemed like he was passing Ryan off to the feds.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. And I mean, he had a valid point of, hey, I should not be anywhere near children. I am not a father figure.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with you. Like, yeah, he passed him off. But, like, we saw the side of Butcher that, like, yeah, he's an absolute deranged, maniacal man bent on revenge. But, like us all, sometimes we just need, like, 1 second to reorient everything. And Homelander landing gave him that exact second of, like, wait, shit, like, what am I doing, you know? Like, he clearly meant no harm and made a gargantuan mistake. And honestly, it's probably suicide if I even try anything. So, like, yeah, let me take a breath here. So, god damn it.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking hate Annie's mom. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
She's the worst. She was still fucking shit-talking Huey after Huey rescued them both from the goddamn tower. Like, he went into the belly of the beast and saved her. Like, and he's still like,
really?
"I'm the
That
anxious
guy?
with the moist handshake?" Like, go fuck yourself. What the hell? Such a piece of shit. I don't know. I hate her. I can't
feel like we're not going to see much more of her going forward. Kind of feels like we're rolling stories. The weird scene where they were in Maeve's house or apartment and she was just calling Huey a twink a bunch. That
was weird. She's like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm not talking to you."
She doesn't have respect for him.
That's fair.
He like, she still has latent feelings towards, like, what he's been doing to the organization that she's been a part of for presumably most of her life. Like, definitely, because when she said, like, so this is the guy, like, she's seen all the pictures and everything like that. She knows he's literally, like, one of the public enemy number ones for everyone that she's ever known. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of that. But, god damn, dude. Oh, Stormfront got turned into Gus Fring. That's a Breaking Bad spoiler, but there you go.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Very similar. Got burned. And she was even, like, you know, like, quote-unquote fine for a little bit. Like, kind of talking and speaking, just like Gus Fring's ending. So, yeah. God damn, dude. Stan Edgar turning down Fresca.
He's like, that's awful.
That shit fucking sucks, bro. Like, also, the Fresca, I think, was just a total mislead, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
it has nothing to do with anything. It was just they like Fresca in that cult.
It's like, look at this hand, not the other hand that's going to pop your head off.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I thought for sure he was going to, like, crush the can or something. And it was like, Fresca gives him his power. Like,
not product placement, not mind control. No, just product placement, not mind control juice.
Definitely product placement.
Yeah.
Like, 100% product placement, we can now say.
Well, we can't have them drink exactly Kool-Aid, so Fresca is a close second.
Fresca's pretty close. It's just shitty, less sugar Kool-Aid. Oh my goodness, man. So good. I cannot believe it. And I don't think I'm ever going to get over the girls get it done scene. That shit is legitimately just so perfect. But, I don't know. What do you guys, like, what's Newman's motivation for herself? Like, in theory, she's not, like, completely a Vought, just fucking worker bee, right? Like,
I would hope.
I feel like she's got to have some sort of agency. So, like, what's her thing? What the fuck? You know?
I mean, like for all we know, she actually isn't aligned with Vought.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like,
and
that's
that
totally
it could be like just a revenge thing that we don't know about. Like, I don't know. I feel like we haven't really gotten any sort of inkling as to what her motivation is.
Yeah. But like, she killed Raynor. She killed a bunch of people that were going to testify there, and just various people. Like, Raynor was talking about how it was a coup, and some people, like, it sounded like, they were referring to Vought, but maybe she was referring to the U.S. government, and like how she was aware of Newman, or like at least knew that Newman was like a mole, and not necessarily knew that she could explode heads, like,
right,
and then got her head exploded. I mean, why'd she kill the Church of the Collective guy? Like, in theory, there was a lot of dirt on Soups, and she doesn't want that dirt to come out. I don't know, man.
I think it may have just been like cutting loose ends.
Yeah,
like because he knew about her.
Well, like, yeah, the information about Stormfront getting like that came out of the church. Granted, that was because of their own incompetence, but it is like, okay, these guys aren't useful to us anymore. We gotta take care of this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh
yeah, one last Reddit comment. Fucking a show called The Boys did more for like female empowerment than Marvel ever did. It is perfectly ironic.
If Black Widow hadn't gotten delayed, but no,
that would have done it. Black Widow
would have taken them right over the top.
Yeah. And that woman that rides a Pegasus from Thor.
Valkyrie.
Hey,
Charlotte
don't you
Hale
shit talk
from
Tessa
Westworld.
Thompson?
Yeah, Tessa Thompson. Yeah, that's female empowerment that is really needed. Totally not ham-fisted and shitty. So good, dude. So good. I'm still riding the high. I think it was perfect that I watched it literally leading into this.
Fucking right. The only thing that's a bummer for me is that we have to be at least 2 years out from season 3, right? I cannot imagine what their production looks like right now amid COVID.
People are in production right now. Like, a lot of most shows are in production right now, like with very stringent guidelines, and it's definitely like more expensive and more difficult to create. But like The Boys is definitely a massive success for Amazon, and they will allocate as many resources as are needed to get it done. So who knows, man? I mean, season 1 and season 2 were only a year apart.
Yeah.
Like, props to them. Who knows?
Banging it out.
It might be more like a year and a half. Who knows? But for now, damn. Well, I'm glad that you guys took a chance on The Boys.
You talked us into it.
I hope it was worth it. It's just really fucking good, man. They're nailing it. So,
speaking of things that involve killing Nazis, Lucas, why don't you take us into the video games
section of News of the Week?
News of the Week! Going back, Microsoft is wasting no time cashing in on their Bethesda investment as Wolfenstein, Prey, and Dishonored collections are coming to the Series S and X. Well, still hate saying that. Hate it.
It's actually X and S. Extra small.
The Series X's. Phonetics.
Yeah, I don't even know. Would or just be the series is.
A series is.
The series with an apostrophe and
no!
nothing following.
That's improper grammar. I fucking hate when people do that. You add an apostrophe S if it's a if it's a singular noun. And like people do it all the time for people's names that end in S, like Charles, and then they just put an apostrophe. No, it's Charles's. Like, that's the grammatically correct way to do it. That's only for plural things when you do an apostrophe after it. God damn it.
Ryan, I don't know how to tell you this, but I often just do Lucas apostrophe.
You're wrong.
I
hope you
don't
enjoy being wrong.
I don't think necessarily he is, because I think that you pronounce it still with the ES.
No,
But
you don't.
when you write it down, I don't think that you
I promise
write
you.
apostrophe S. I think it's just an
promise you
apostrophe. Where can we find this out?
Dare
Fuck news
challenge
of the
me. Singular noun ending in S, possessive.
Use an apostrophe after the S at the end of a plural noun to show possession. It is not necessary to add another S.
Yeah, for a plural noun. That's what I was saying. A singular noun, you do need to add another S.
So if you would be... So would it be appropriate then if you're saying, like, hey, a group of deer own this thing? Would that just be deer with an apostrophe?
Groups of deer don't generally own things.
Well.
But yeah, no, it would be, because I mean there's no S at the end.
Oh. All right.
It's only for S things. Like if it was a murder of crows, it would be that murders things.
No, Lucas is right. In the example that they have written here, they're talking about like a singular possessive, and it's Smiths. Smiths's, spelled just S apostrophe, no second S.
Their name is Smiths? Or it's a group of blacksmiths?
Oh, wait, I think I have this backwards.
Yeah, you do. That's what I'm saying. When it's a plural noun that ends in an S, yeah, it's just an apostrophe. When it's a singular noun that ends in an S, it's still apostrophe S.
I don't
That's
like
what I've been
this.
saying this whole time. Yeah, I know, because you've learned wrong apparently, and so has the rest of America.
I think they've
wrong.
developed this language incorrect. I don't like it.
Oh yeah, no, the language is shitty. I'm literally the bearer of bad news that everyone is wrong. Like
I'm not going to change, because I'm just gonna I'm going to be the change that I want to see in the world.
why do you want to see that? It's less precise.
It's
more
better.
precise. No, it's not. It's more precise to like keep the apostrophe S after singular nouns that end in S, because then it shows you that it's a singular noun versus a plural. A perfect example is Smiths. Like if you're talking about like a group of blacksmiths hammers, like yeah, it would be Smiths apostrophe. But if it was a family whose last name was Smith, that's actually not a great one. But basically that. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Or their last name was Smiths, sorry. For some reason they had an S at the end of their last name, then it would be apostrophe S. If it was Richard Smith's fucking hammer. Yeah.
Ryan,
it's less precise.
I would call you a grammar Nazi, but I don't want you to get beaten up by Maeve, Annie, and Kimiko, unless you'd be into that.
I'm not generally a grammar Nazi. We've had discussions about this in the past where we talk about literally and like the meaning of words and how like language shifts, and I'm fine with that. And I feel like some people aren't. Like they're like, no, I hate that this thing now means its opposite. And I'm like, well, that's
the apostrophe
context clues. But like, yeah, the apostrophe thing, like it's for me like the Oxford comma and other things that like they make language less precise. Like it can be a problem. It can introduce like genuine misunderstandings that you can't even use context to properly unravel.
Wait, hold on.
That's when I have a problem with it.
This is one I actually care about. Ryan, are you pro or against the Oxford comma?
Oh, it's super pro Oxford.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
There's only one answer.
Okay.
It's absolutely necessary. People that don't use it are being less precise and creating misunderstandings without knowing it.
Friendship intact.
Yep.
Lucas and I had talked about the Oxford comma not that long ago, and I had always used the Oxford comma growing up and in high school, and then like in college I had professors that like bullied me out of using the Oxford comma.
Yeah, I'd say fuck them.
Yeah, I stopped using it for a while, and I only recently started using it again.
I would pull up a list of examples of where the Oxford comma is necessary in order to properly convey the meaning of the sentence, because there's a ton of them. Like if you use and with no comma before it, it can mean something entirely different. Like it can really fuck everything up. So I would literally just send them a massive list of examples for when it's necessary, because there's no reason not to, other than not to just hit the comma button. Like other than to not type a comma, that's the only reason not to use it. Like, so are you just being lazy? Like, I don't know what to say to you.
Calling them
and
out.
I had that at work too. Like I've written out work emails, and then someone like gave me a little ribbing for it, and I was just like, no, I refuse to not use the Oxford comma. And I didn't launch into this long diatribe because, like, yeah, that's
no, I get it,
politics and shit.
I get it, man.
But I absolutely was like, no, I refuse to stop using it. Like, you can't tell me otherwise, in like a joking manner, but they didn't realize how seriously I took it. Yeah.
Wait, oh god, that is such a mood. That is such a professional mood.
You're right. You're like kind of goofing around, but like under the surface, you're absolutely not goofing around in any way. Like just like, oh, like they're like, oh, I see you used a comma. Are you a big Oxford comma supporter? And I'm like, why are you not? And they're like, no, I would never. And I'm just like, huh, well, you can't convince me otherwise. And meanwhile, I'm just like flipping them the bird the whole time in my head, just like, go fuck yourself.
All right, well, that's enough about Xbox. The extremely popular anime tilted Breath of the Wild clone Genshin Impact is censoring the words Taiwan and Hong Kong in their game's chat because it was made by a dev team in China.
Did you say tilted?
Something?
What?
Yeah, he did say tilted, but you meant titled, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay.
No, it's like anime styled, anime colored by anime influences, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So wait, titled or tilted? What did you actually mean?
Tilted.
Because you wrote titled.
You did write titled. Sorry.
Oh, that's my bad.
That was the issue.
Sorry, I was just confused.
Well, how's this a Breath of the Wild clone? I'm laughing.
If you look at it, it looks like Breath of the Wild.
Oh wait, so you mean it's cell shaded?
No, Google Genshin Impact.
All right. I mean, is it like third person?
Yep. Go to images.
Going to images.
No, I mean, like, the art style looks very similar.
No, I get it. Mm-hmm. Originally, I was like, there's no way this anime game is like a Breath of the Wild clone. And then I am looking at some of the screenshots, and they're clearly biting off that art style.
Yeah.
There's even a scene where she's shooting a flaming bow, and it's got like a mini map in the upper left, and yeah, it looks exactly like if someone did a anime mod into Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, here's the UI. You're right. Yes.
You're totally right.
I'm sorry for doubting you.
Me too. Yeah, no, I was genuinely like, all right, this is a stretch, really, because I saw the cover art. I didn't see the actual gameplay, and I was like, really, that game is going to be a Breath of the Wild clone? That's fair.
Yeah, the game has also received, and this came out after I put this entry in, but it's also received some criticism because they're, ripping off a lot of animation and other stuff that's, like, not just Breath of the Wild from other video games, and it's a little sketch. It's a little, is this an homage, or did you just pull one for one this animation from a different source? And that's, it's weird.
Yeah.
Not as weird as erasure in the most literal sense, but not great.
Yeah. There's apparently a lot of things that are censored, though. It's kind of feels very, I guess, China.
Yeah.
Like, they said words like words and enemies are getting asterisk.
What?
Like, enemies in a game about fighting enemies? Like, yeah. So, it definitely went a little far there. And also creepily pro-China, obviously. Yeah. Which I guess it says it's a mainland China-based developer, so there you go.
And then last in video game news, Microsoft tries to throw shade on Sony for the PS5's adjustable stand and misses so bad it has to delete the tweet.
So I'm really sad that I didn't see it because I kept waiting for the 8 years in the making clapback to the Sony video. How do you share games on PlayStation versus like on Xbox? And I feel like this was supposed to be the same vibe, but I never saw it, so I'm mad. Because I mean, like, did you guys see the PlayStation 5 strip down?
I did, yeah. Which
PlayStation 5 big, breaking news. PlayStation massive. 5 big. One of the cool things is that, and everyone's saying this, 1,000% there's going to be a bunch of like both first party and bootleg like side panel covers that you can get, because like you can just straight up remove those like white curvy sections on the side. So people are going to do some crazy cool shit with that.
Ahigo panels, here we go!
Oh. But then, yeah, like he's like, here's how you put it on the stand, because you can't even just have it vertical, not on the stand. It has to be on the stand, both straight up and on its side. And if you transition it from being on the stand vertical to horizontal, you have to like unscrew a screw from the bottom, open up a compartment in the base, put the screw in there, remove a stud, put the stud where the screw was, close it all, and then like change the position of the stand, and then like hook the PlayStation into it on its side, which, yeah, there's 2 steps instead of 1, I guess, whatever. But a lot of people made fun of that. And then Microsoft, I guess, was like, here's how you turn an Xbox on its side. And then I imagine someone just like kicked it over.
Yeah.
That video also inspired the headcanon in me that all Sony devs now have to be able to strip down and then reassemble a PlayStation 5 in under 2 minutes.
Blindfolded.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like they're back to back, and whoever gets last is shot.
This is my console. There are many like it, but this one is mine. God damn it.
All right, that's everything for gaming news. Anything in TV, film, or other that we haven't covered in the quarantine cast already?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Do we have any memes? Oh, then we are going to the breakouts. Andrew, what's going on in Madden?
I've done something very unorthodox.
I'm listening.
So I went 16-0 in Madden.
19-0, right?
19-0. Yeah, I won the Super Bowl. It was a very fun time. So I had the team that I had. I made a couple of acquisitions throughout the season in order to like build up some of the deficiencies that I had. So I traded for Dallas Goedert from the Eagles, and he eventually developed a superstar X Factor for me. So that was pretty fucking cool. Kenny Clark became a god. I think Zadarius Smith broke the record for sacks. It was just
Were you
insane.
mostly using Zadarius Smith?
No, I kept switching off along the line and linebackers and safeties and that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
I think probably my favorite player to play as was Kenny Clark, just because I ramped up his strength so much that I could just bulldoze through anybody on the line. I just match him one-on-one versus a center and then pile drive through him, and then yeah. So like that was fun. And then I went through the playoffs, won the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. My defense was so fucking stacked that I held the Chiefs to 6 points. And it's not that I didn't struggle in any of the games. There were a couple of games that like I barely came out on top. I just happened to win all 16 games. Part of it was that, I signed Terrell Suggs, an outside linebacker, and put him in at right interior defensive end and just laid the fucking wood. But the playoffs were super dicey because the last 2 games in the regular season, one was in Lambeau, one was in Chicago, both outside games, and it was snowing both times. And because I was obviously the number 1 seed, the first 2 games of the playoffs were also outside in Lambeau, and it was snowing. So the last 4 games that I played before the Super Bowl were cold, snowing. I missed a lot of kicks. Devontae Adams forgot how to catch because it was so cold. He just could not catch the ball. Every time I'd drop back to do play action, Aaron Rodgers would slip. Like a lot of guys were fucking up their routes. So it was really tough. I beat the Saints in the NFC Championship 10-3. But then just fucking annihilated the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Got Aaron Rodgers his, second Super Bowl, which is great. And then I just blew up my team. I just fucking destroyed it. Leading up to the draft. I still have Kenny Clark. I franchise tagged him. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to trade him because I have exactly $1 million in cap space. And so I traded Preston Smith and Rick Wagner, my right tackle, to the Patriots for the 7th overall pick.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, I traded Christian Kirksey to the Saints for a 3rd round pick. I traded Oren Burks and Kadar Holman to, I think, the Panthers for a 2nd round pick. Like a lot of questionable moves by these teams, but I would just look for guys that were on either the last year of their deals or had inflated contracts. Found teams that wanted their position and got as much as I could out of them. Trying to work my way up into acquiring some players that have good dev traits that are still on their rookie deals. I've been going after a couple dudes on the Ravens and the Chargers and the Panthers, but they're very, shocker, very stringent on trading away their young core. But yeah, I now have 2 first-round picks, 4 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks, 2 fourth-round picks, a 5th, and a 7th-round pick. So I won the Super Bowl, became what would go down in history as the most dominant team in football history for, thousands of years to come, and then just went into full tank mode. You would think, looking at the number of draft picks in my current roster, and think that I've spent the last 3 years trading away all of my assets in order to finally make this year count and start the rebuilding process. So I have no right tackle. I don't have a single right tackle on my team.
You can draft someone.
Yeah, and that's what I plan on doing.
If I can give you advice,
yeah,
I would say, honestly, outside of the first round, it's going to get a little rough. Unless you scout and find like a fucking gem, like if you're scouting, just maybe you have a good scout or something and they give you more scouting points, and you find like a ridiculous gem later down in the draft, you should probably try to consolidate those a little more into more first rounders.
I maxed out the first thing that I did with my Coach XP points was max out my scouting potential. So I've been getting a lot of scouting points every week. I have found some dudes that appear to be gems. They call them diamonds in the rough in the drafting process. So like there's a wide receiver that's being valued as like a 5th round pick that like is, after my scouting reports in the combine is saying that he has like 1st round talent. Yeah. Same thing with like a defensive tackle. There's a middle linebacker in there. There's a right guard. It's a really, really bad class for offensive line, which is not good for me because I have no right tackle and my right guard is Lucas Patrick.
The other thing about it is if you do find a diamond in the rough, like if the CPU finds them as well, they will also reach a little bit. So you're going to have to take them at least probably a round early.
Yeah,
it might even need to be 2.
Yeah, that's the plan.
So
I have enough picks that I may take that 4th round guy in the back end of the 2nd round because I have 4 second round picks.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally normal. I've taken people in the 1st that are valued quote unquote by the game in like the 4th or even 5th sometimes because it's just like you need to get your guy sometimes, and other teams will, as would happen in real life, like it's doubtful that only one team discovers like diamond potential in a player and then like gets to take them really late, like most likely more than one team is going to stumble on that. So,
and I kind of thought about just trading away that first round pick that I got from the Patriots, the 7th overall, to try to get like Patrick Queen, who was defensive rookie of the year, or like Derek Brown, a defensive tackle on the Panthers who's really good, like, and was a rookie last year. They won't take it.
Yeah.
Like I tried trading Kenny Clark and the 7th overall pick for Patrick Queen from the Ravens, and they wouldn't do it. So
that seems like an overpay, though.
Yeah, no, it would have been.
I'm just happy that the Ravens didn't take that deal.
Absolutely. It's just like I was wondering like how far would this really go, and
that feels like trading away Khalil Mack and being like, who knows? One of these picks could be Khalil Mack. Like, you don't trade away people that are 94 because like the person you're getting might end up being 94. So.
Yeah, no, I was just experimenting. There were a couple of times that like I tried trading a player to a team, just and like you can see kind of the level of interest in like a progress bar. So I'm like, oh, okay, like I'll take Oren Burks and like see what the Eagles will give for me, and like, okay, I'll pick something that they would never give, so I can see the level of interest and then work my way back down from there. It's like, okay, Oren Burks to the Eagles. Let's see. Okay, let's try a 3rd round pick. They'd never give a 3rd round pick. Accepted. It's like, oh, okay. But I kind of had plans to like put him in other trades, but all right.
3rd round picks are not super valuable, honestly.
Yeah.
Like all those later rounds, they get pretty iffy. So that is the other part of Madden. And some of those diamonds in the rough are like quote unquote diamonds, like they are considered 1st round talents because maybe they have like star development or something, but like they won't be able to play for a while. So
Okay.
What?
It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be like a 78 overall off the rip or something.
So like
they might come in at 69 but have star development, and maybe in a few years they'll be like 80.
Yeah, I feel like this season for me is going to be a challenge, and
No, it won't.
I'm okay with that.
Unless you up the difficulty. Like, dude, pro is just kind of for babies.
All right, fine, I'll go to All Pro.
yeah.
At least
I won't stand for this.
You should probably be on All Madden sooner rather than later, but yeah, All Pro is definitely also.
Okay, so Madden total rookie over here. What is this mode that you're managing this team on? What is it
Franchise
called?
mode.
Yeah,
Franchise
connected
mode.
franchise, right? Is what they call
How
it.
Yeah.
long does franchise mode last?
I want to say 50 years.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think you can do it what is basically into perpetuity, but yeah, like 50
Yeah,
years.
most people don't obviously finish
Yeah.
a franchise.
Okay.
It's
So then
basically
they're
just until you get bored.
they're generating new players to
Yeah, so
Okay.
like the rookie draft class are all like procedurally generated
Or you could
players.
import draft classes.
Oh.
Yeah, so
created.
some people will like meticulously create players, either like players that they want to be in the draft class, or just like try to recreate the players that are currently going to be in the 2021 draft.
And then is there a way to win franchise mode, or is it one of those just try to do as best as you can?
Yeah, just try to do as best as you can.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
There's no story. or
continue
anything.
to manage the team. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So, yep. And when we both get PS5s, that'll be where we're going to go. You can do online with like friends and stuff and be in the same
Ooh.
franchise.
Yeah, so like one of us could be managing one team and the other one could manage a different team in the same league.
Oh, so it's like fantasy football, but any time of year.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, you get to play as those players too and stuff.
Yeah.
in the game.
Oh, okay.
It's not just a manager mode.
Hmm.
So that's why Andrew went 19-0. Like, it's not like the Packers were an unbeatable behemoth that he crafted by hand. It's that he was playing on pro difficulty and
Okay.
just
Okay.
curb stomped everyone.
I do kind of like that they include the word pro in one of the easier difficulties.
Yeah, the second easiest.
Mm.
Well, I mean, in theory, pro in football terms means any professional football player, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Like rookie is like the easiest difficulty, so that could mean people that are like just signed to be a body at training camp and are almost certainly going to get cut. And then pro means someone that made a 53-man roster, so could
Yeah,
still
you're
be
on a
pretty
football
bad.
team.
Yeah, like could still be like the 52nd guy and like really not good and never gonna actually make an impact. And then all pro, yeah, like the guys that are super studs, like the good players that are recognized by the press for their talents. And then all Madden, like the legends, the once in a generation type players. So
The John Madden of football players.
yeah. I mean, usually when I play on All Madden, I still go, like, if I actually play the entire game, I'll still go, like, basically 19-0 and just not lose. Because kind of when you learn how to do the ins and outs, you become kind of unstoppable. But, like, I put restrictions on myself usually. Like, I'll either not play defense, or I'll only play on crucial downs, or, like, anytime I get a 2-possession lead, I have to simulate until it's a 1-possession lead again, or my team just runs away and we win, like... I try to like kind of put restrictions on it to make it a little bit more challenging and a little more fun. Yeah, because the only other option is to do like quote unquote realistic sliders in addition to All Madden, and that can actually like really fuck with the balance of the game. Like just make your running back shitty, like turn down running back ability to 20%, and it's like, well, now it's not fun to play the game anymore. I'm just like actively like tied an
Trying
anchor
not to
my
win.
leg.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's interesting.
What are you
I
playing?
don't know, who knows? I haven't played that much of the modern Maddens, so maybe it'll step up a little bit. Be a little more difficult.
What are you playing then, Ryan, or checking out at the moment?
Fall Guys.
Yeah, season 2.
Got a sick ass crown last night.
Oh,
That was good.
oh yeah, because you hit rank 5.
And because I won Hexagon.
Yeah.
Jumpy strat. Jumpy strat for life. That game's still fun. I'm a little sad that it's fallen out of popularity, but like, I mean, it doesn't impact my ability to enjoy the game. So that's what I'm checking out mostly, video game wise.
On average, it only takes us like 3 seconds longer to load into a match. That's nothing. That's
I don't care. As long as the servers are still full.
Yeah.
And as long as they're not filling them up with like bots and shit, like shitty mobile games that are trying to pretend they have a massive player base.
Fortnite.
Not always shitty mobile games, huh? God, it was so obvious too. I remember watching Ian, Jesus, and Michael play it, and just like, those guys cannot physically hit you. Like,
They're only
those are either toddlers or bots. Like,
they can only face
Maybe
one
both.
of 8 directions. What is going on here?
yeah, they're running at 90-degree angles a lot. Like, this seems suspicious.
Cool. And then I'm just gonna say that I am still playing Hades, and this game is getting to a dangerous place for me where I'm consistently getting to the final boss every time. It only takes me about 30 minutes to hit that final boss, or basically complete a run in Hades. So this might just be a game that I play for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's good. Andrew, you buy it yet?
no.
You should.
We talked about this. Andrew will only play it if you buy it for him or let him play your copy.
Hey, why don't... Maybe I'll buy it if you let me demo it.
Okay.
I can't just take your word for it.
I will loan you my Switch to play this game anytime. If you come down
No,
to
you wouldn't have to
Chicago.
loan me the Switch. I could just download it from your account. You logged yourself into my Switch for this purpose. You also never downloaded The Witcher like I told you to, because I bought it.
Too busy
and you
playing
should have just
Hades,
downloaded
man.
it. What?
You're too busy playing Hades, man. Don't have time for The Witcher.
Should always make time for The Witcher.
I don't know, man. Not really feeling vaguely medieval mythology right now. I'm feeling Greek mythology.
That's fair, man. But Andrew is kind of blackmailing you, like he's
A
not
little
gonna
bit.
play it unless you do what he wants.
There's an element of extortion here, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. What can you do?
We can... I don't know. Is there anything else in the group chat we can talk about?
I I feel like group chat is boys chat.
Right.
The last few weeks.
Weird. That been a crescendo for the last couple of these, and now it's like, where do we go?
What do I do with my hands?
You can clap with your hands when we do a clap sync, and then we can move into a wind down post roll type deal.
Ooh, that was smooth.
Wow, that was actually a pretty good transition for once.
Whoa!
Wow,
Oh.
way to take a thing that could have made him feel good and make him feel bad.
How did I make him feel bad? I complimented him. Lucas, you look really nice today. What a pleasant
Unlike
change.
usual is what you just did.
No, I was more subtle about it.
Wow! Suddenly I care a lot about Ryan's opinion of me. Like,
This was an in-joke throughout the podcast. Jesus Christ. I was not trying to, like, poke barbs. All of us do it. Speaking of blah, 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 completely irrelevant thing. I'm probably the most guilty of doing that. It's become like a joke amongst me. Andrew did it at the top of this podcast.
I
Not the
did.
top, after Boys Talk. Like, all of us do it. So I'm saying, wow, for once, we collectively did a good transition. Oh, well. I'm defending myself too hard.
You're fine.
That makes me feel guilty, or look guilty.
you're fine. Killing it.
There you go.
Kill the game.
Speaking of killing it,
We
let's
killed.
kill the podcast.
Oh. Thank you for listening these last 2-ish years. Goodbye.
I think you meant this episode of the podcast, but okay. Hell of a way to go out. I guess Quarantine Cast is kind of our main brand anyway now.
Well, I mean, the boys are done, so...
Oh, man.
The boys
What's
is
the point
done.
of living, really?
Ooh.
Waiting for season 3 of The Boys!
We're never gonna make it there.
What is the meme? It's like a guy with a book, Reasons to Live. Or I think it's Pepe with a book, Reasons to Live. And then he opens it up and, yeah, just Boys season 3, and he just, like, caresses it.
If you enjoyed this episode 116 of the podcast, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave a rating, leave a review, etc. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at V2_podcast, get updates there. Email us your questions and business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Be sure to check out the Act Blue link in the description of this episode, make a donation there, and help a collection of great causes. And we're on Instagram now. Andrew, do you want to tell them about that and why they should check it out?
Yeah. On our Instagram, along with our YouTube and Twitter, we've been posting some short highlights of the history of the podcast and Quarantine Cast. So if you want to get little tidbits of why you should actually listen to this podcast, check us out on social media. Instagram, you can find us at Voluntary Viewing Podcast. I think that's our handle, actually. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
I think it's at Voluntary Viewing Podcast, and then the title is just Voluntary Viewing. I think that's right.
Yes. Voluntary Viewing. And then our YouTube channel, Voluntary Viewing Podcast, and then our Twitter handle at V2_podcast. So yeah, check us out.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I just put the things on the social media. I don't know what it is.
And thank you for checking this out. Hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe. Do something fun. Goodbye.